What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. In the worst kept secret in boxing, Canelo Alvarez finalized a 2-fight deal with Matchroom Boxing, which is run by the Puff Daddy of boxing promoters. Always in the video, Eddie Hearn and DAZN, which will be showcasing 2 fights on DAZN pay-per-view. Now, Eddie Hearn is the same guy that said pay-per-view was dead. Remember when he got that alleged $1 billion deal with DAZN several years back? He said that pay-per-view in America was dead, and now he's putting on 2 mega pay-per-view fights with the face of boxing, the cash cow of boxing, #1 pound-for-pound fighter according to many, undisputed super middleweight champion, Canelo Alvarez. Now, the first of the 2-fight deal will have him taking on WBA light heavyweight champion, Russia's own Dmitry Bivol, who holds the WBA version of the light heavyweight title. The second matchup will be the Trilogy versus Triple G. Triple G must first beat WBA middleweight champion Murata in his home country of Japan, and that's not an easy fight, especially with the way the Triple G has been fighting here in his last several fights. He's looking like he's not the same guy. I'm not gonna say he's shot, but he's definitely not the Triple G of old. He's just an old Triple G. But maybe he does have a little gas, enough gas left in the tank to get the victory over Murata. But it's a dangerous fight. In my opinion, this fight could be a robbery, or it could be a lot of controversy going on in this fight, because I believe this fight's going to be close. I actually think this is a 50-50 fight, Triple G and Murata. And if that's the case, you think Triple G is going to win a close fight in Japan against Murata? Do you really believe that? If you believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that I can sell you guys for a good deal in a good price, if you really believe that. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Canelo, in a lot of people's opinion, chased legacy over money, accepting this 2-fight deal with DAZN over the 2-fight proposed deal by the PBC, because the DAZN deal is less lucrative than the PBC deal. Make no mistake about it. Don't listen to what Eddie Hearn tells you guys. He's going to tell you that, man, what you got, what you heard in these reports, that the DAZN deal was less than the PBC deal. No, man, the DAZN deal is a $160 million deal. But that's 3 fights. That's not the 2-fight deal. We're comparing the 2-fight deal with DAZN with the 2-fight deal with the PBC. And the 2-fight deal with DAZN was much less than the 2-fight deal with the PBC. Steven Espinoza, who runs Showtime Boxing, co-signed that. Just go back and watch his video that he just did at the press conference for Chris Colbert, aka Primetime, taking on Hector Garcia. Go back and watch that interview he did. But Canelo Alvarez is taking on a guy in Bivol, which he's going to make much less money than he would have made in a fight against Jamal Charlo. Make no mistake about it. Triple G and Benavidez, those 2 fights are comparable as far as the money that Canelo will make. Maybe Triple G fight is a little bit more lucrative, but it's not the gap that you're talking about in him taking a Bivol fight over a Charlo fight. The Charlo Benavidez package is much more than the Bivol Triple G package. And a Triple G package is not guaranteed. Like I said, he's in a 50-50 fight, fighting a guy in his home country. So don't assume that that's going to be the second fight of the 2-fight deal. And if that's the case, then he's going to have to take a less lucrative fight against a Makabu or a John Ryder, which they are looking to make for the end of December. But those 2 fights could be in contention if Triple G gets beaten by Murata. And John Ryder is not going to get Canelo the money that he could have fighting a fellow Mexican fighter in David Benavidez. And David Benavidez is a guy that Canelo Alvarez said he's not going to fight, him or any other Mexican fighter, to be exact. He said that right after the Julio Cesar Chavez fight. After he just won that fight convincingly, he said he's not going to be fighting any Mexican fighters anymore. That's what he said. I don't know if people forgot that or have selective memory or think he just talking just to be talking, but he said that. And he's hold true to his words. Because the Chavez Jr. fight was, what, 3 or 4 years ago? And he hasn't fought a Mexican fighter since. So, why are we surprised? Not to mention the fact that Floyd Mayweather Jr. ran his goddamn mouth at the tank presser when he was taking on Isaac Cruz. Talked bad about Canelo Alvarez. Said that basically that Canelo Alvarez was overrated. There's other fighters out there in boxing today that need to be praised. He mentioned Errol Spence Jr. He mentioned David Benavidez. He mentioned Terrence Crawford. He mentioned his own protege, Gervonta Tank Davis. He lifted them up and he brought down Canelo Alvarez. And I believe those are the 2 key reasons why. The reasons that we're here. The reasons that will make it last forever. Yeah, that's the reason why we're here. And Canelo Alvarez has, in a lot of people's opinion, taken legacy over money because, again, the DAZN deal is much less than the PBC deal. Make no mistake about it. Now, Eddie Hearn did an interview today basically saying that Stephen Espinoza, who runs Showtime Boxing, is salty because he was able to secure the services of Canelo Alvarez. And I didn't see any kind of saltiness in the interview that I seen with Stephen Espinoza. He just stated facts that Canelo Alvarez took a lesser deal in the zone than he could have got with the PBC. But he's not mad at Canelo Alvarez, and he says that the door is not closed on working with Canelo Alvarez in the future. So he didn't sound salty to me, but for him bringing up the fact that the DAZN deal was less than the PBC deal ran Eddie Hearn hot. Now he's trying to say he's salty. Remember, Eddie Hearn was the same guy that said that he got doors slammed in his face when he came to the Caleb Plant Canelo fight, that Showtime and PBC didn't really want him around. You know, he painted that picture, you know, and everybody bought that hook, line, and sinker. But I didn't see Eddie Hearn nowhere around. He could have did interviews. The same people that gives him interviews in fights that he promoting were at that fight. He wasn't seeking interviews. He probably, when they asked him for interviews, he probably said, nah, I'm not going to do no interview, because he didn't want to promote the fight because he wasn't the lead promoter. But now that he is the lead promoter, he's going to have to sell this fight because Dimitri Bivol damn sure ain't going to sell the fight. This guy is quieter than a church mouse. This guy has no personality. He don't speak no English. Now, Canelo Alvarez, as we seen in the post-fight press conference after the Billy Joe Saunders, when he went head up with Boo Boo verbally, that he does have a personality. He does have a mouthpiece. He's going to have to sell that fight. So this fight's going to have to be sold by Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Hearn. But Eddie Hearn don't mind talking for his fight. He talks for AJ. He talks for Dillian White. He talks for all his fighters. He does more talking than the fighters. That's why, that's one of the many reasons why that I gave him the name Puff Daddy of boxing promoters, always in the video. So we will see what happens and we will see what transpires. But that's my quick synopsis on the Canelo Alvarez agreeing to the 2-fight deal with DAZN. You know, Jamal Charlo need to quit waiting on Canelo Alvarez. David Benavidez got a fight set up with David Lemieux. Those two guys need to make their own lane. Those two guys, along with Caleb Plant, need to be fighting each other. I don't care if it's Charlo Plant. I don't care if it's Plant Benavidez. I don't care if it's Benavidez Charlo. But those should be the fights that PBC need to be looking to make next. Make your own name, make your own fame, and make yourself more viable for a future Canelo Alvarez fight in 2023. Let me know your thoughts about Canelo Alvarez accepting the DAZN deal. Follow me on Twitter, JBsports3303. Like, share, subscribe to JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, now holla.